I am so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Guys, it's been ridiculous. One, I was using the wrong. It was hard. Y'all here, though. We here. So, because we're here, we're going to do our work. I have my notes, so please have paper and pen out. Let's get started. I have two things out. Got 4 people here. I can't see your chat, so I have you set up on a different chat so I can continue to see your chat, which is crazy. But we working. It is what it is. So just as usual, go ahead, write your names. Go ahead, sign in, write your names. Hello, Karen. Hello, Nate. I think Malik was here. Mia was here. Thank you for coming. Once again, write your names. Let's get started. Let's do this. Hope you have pen and paper ready. I'm going to jump right into our weekly happenings. So for week 2, what we're going to do is we have a chapter 7 quiz on Tuesday. We're going to have a Socratic seminar on Wednesday. We're going to do a creative writing assignment on Thursday. And we're going to have a chapter 10 quiz on Friday. So you were to read chapter 6 through 10. Chapter 6 through 10 do 2 things. We lose a major character. And we lose a major character, and we have to find out about Igbo culture. Like, what is it about Igbo culture that is so interesting? And then we have to understand what they had before we can understand what it is that's falling apart. So, So we have to figure out what they had before we can decide what it is that's falling apart. And we're going to find that out as we read chapter 6 through 10. So I'm going to go to my notes and go over some of the chapters you were to read and give you a brief analysis of what that was. I'm going to follow it up then with our exit ticket overview. And then I'm going to open it up for you guys to ask me questions. And then after that, I'm going to leave you to the rest of your Sunday. So chapter 7. Chapter 7 opens up 3 years in the future. Ignore it, guys. I'm at Starbucks because I'm moving into my apartment, and I got the keys today, and I was in the middle of moving, and then 5:30 rolled around, so I had to stop, run over here, and get this done because I can't go live on my phone unless I have 1,000 subscribers. They got all kinds of rules on YouTube. We're doing the best we can. So the cars are actually going through the Starbucks thing, and we working this out. Okay, but anyway, chapter 7 through 10. So chapter 7, we're 3 years in the future, and this is the time where the elders have finally decided what they're going to do with Akimafuna. So in chapter 1, we have the elders giving Akimafuna to Okonkwo because he's the most respected person in the community. They give him to Okonkwo to take care of him, and they don't really have a plan on what they're going to do with him. Now, chapter 7, we go into 3 years. 3 years have passed. Akimafuna has become a part of the family, part of the Umofia community. He has been this ideal person for Nwoye. He's given Nwoye everything that Okonkwo could not give him. So he provides him with this confidence, this ability to see masculinity in a way that also comprises tenderness. He's a wonderful orator. He's successful. He's smart, talented, masculine, and he's amazing. So his death is really traumatizing. We see him loved by Okonkwo, that he's eating dinner with Okonkwo. We see Nwoye becoming a better person. And then we also see this coming of the locust. Now, a locust is a small animal that usually deteriorates farms. It's destruction. So when we see the locust, we immediately think that it's going to be a negative omen for the Igbo people. Yet the Igbo people find these locusts to be something worth... They enjoy them. They're happy. They're there. They've already had harvest season, so they're not messing up their crops. However, because of these locusts, they're really happy and are eating like a special treat. However, they're an omen. They're a negative omen. Because as Okonkwo is eating the locust, is with one of the elders comes in and tells him the news about Akimafuna. And the news is that it's time for Akimafuna to find his death. The death of the woman who was killed by his Akimafuma's real tribe, the Manbanyo people, is going to be redeemed through Akimafuma's death. Now, sadly, Okonkwo knows this, fears this, and is hurt by this, but instead of telling Ikemefuna the truth, he lies to him and tells him he's going home. He's going home to his original tribe. And then worse off, he tells, when Nwoye cries about this, he beats Nwoye. He beats him so heavily. And it makes you wonder, is his beating also, and Okonkwo's beating Nwoye also a tale of Okonkwo trying to show how strong he is, how masculine he is, how detached he is from feeling that he needs to beat Okonkwo? That's one of the questions that comes up. So we think that these locusts are symbols of destruction. We believe that these locusts, regardless of what the Igbo people think, we think that they show upcoming destruction. So they take him into the forest. He has no idea where he's going, and he's worried and he's afraid, but he feels confident because Okonkwo's there. And in his mind, he's like, well, this is really weird and I'm uncomfortable, but if Okonkwo's here, then I must be safe. But then Okonkwo moves himself to the rear of the pack, and these grown men with hatchets and machetes attack this child, this defenseless child with no weapons. These grown men attack him, and when he calls out for Okonkwo takes his own hatchet and gives him his fatal blow. Okonkwo kills his own son. This is horrible. But we have Ikemefuna dying as this martyr, almost like the death of Jesus. This perfect man has died at the hands of his own brothers, of people that he's learned to trust, and he becomes like a sacrificial lamb. But he's also the very core of things beginning to fall apart, right? Once Ikemefuna dies, we see the death of Igbo society. So that's chapter 7. In chapter 8, we watch how Okonkwo grieves this. So he can't eat. Nwoye is afraid of him now. Nwoye knows this man is dead. Like, Nwoye knows it in his heart, right? Like, no matter what Okonkwo tells him, Nwoye knows it in his heart that his brother has been killed and his dad has had something to do with it, to the point now that he's afraid of his own father. So we have Okonkwo grieving and disturbed at the fact that he's killed Ikemefuna, but also more disturbed by the idea that he's upset that he's killed Ikemefuna, right? Like he's sad that he's killed him, but he's also more sad that he's led to feel bad about it. Like he's confused as to why he feels a way about it. I'm gonna move my camera to see your chat. If you're commenting, I want to see it. Hey Alve, hey Mia, hey Nate, hey Iris, hey Marab. Welcome. Okay, so in chapter 8, we see him not being able to eat, not being able to sleep. We see him falling deeper in love with Nzima, like wishing she was a girl, almost wishing he could replace his love for Ikemefuna with Nzima, right? Like wishing that she had been the boy. In chapter 9, we see Nzima fall into a very, very big sickness. She gets so sick, and they say that she's an Obanji, right? So in chapter 4, we find out that her mother's greatest fear is losing another child. She's lost 10 children, and now she has Nzima, and she loves Nzima, and everybody loves Nzima, but Nzima is sick, and she's been sick. She's always had this sickness. And the societal truth is that the Igbo people had a high mortality rate for children. A lot of their children could not survive their adolescent ages, mostly because of their lack of medicine, their lack of technology, and their lack of advancement. So they have a lot of death in their children. However, to rationalize what they don't know, the Igbo people have came up with supernatural reasons to justify the realistic downsides of their culture. So to them, she's Obanji. She is a child that dies and keeps returning to their mother to continue dying, right? Obanji child. and they call in a medicine man, a spiritual medicine man, and they have a Kwanko gather herbs and different things in order to allow for her to get better. We watch as Enzima believes in this medicine man, responds to this medicine man, and even pulls out a foreign object based on their rituals and cultures. So, though we don't think that there is a magic there, we do believe that there is an uncanny correlation between what they believe and the reality they see. So, yes, they're just like any religion, it begins to justify things in their reality. And these people have justified their reality through the idea of magic and medicine men and spirits. So that's chapter 9. I'm sorry, yeah, that's chapter 9. In chapter 10, we have the clan gathering for the spirits of the clan. It parallels the communion ceremony of the Catholics, right? They come in and they worship and they believe and they drink the wine, right? And it's similar to how we drink the wine and eat the bread of Christ. So they have like this parallel type of understanding of sacrifice and communion and coming to. So they take on the spirit of their gods by being Iwigu people and wearing the mask. Hello, Michelle, and acting like the spirit of their people, right? They take on that same attitude and put on the mask of their gods. These are regular men, but they're wearing masks of their spiritual gods. And when they put on the mask, you see how the community of these people react. The woman immediately runs away out of fear when she sees the elder in this mask, but this mask has such powerful representation for them. Into her mind, it's a real thing. It's very real, right? So we're seeing their culture, their norms, their values become more pronounced right now in Igbo society. We also see their judicial system. We see how they decide the offenses. So the first thing we see is a judicial hearing, a court hearing about a man who is beating his wife, and so his wife has run away. Now, one thing to notice that all of the people in charge here are men. They are all the authority figures, and their importance is arranged by where they stand in the room and how they interact in the room. And we see how the woman, though powerless and vulnerable in this position, is still thought of as important. At the end of this trial, he's told he's not allowed to meet his wife again. This means, yes, the woman is vulnerable to her husband. Yes, she has very little rights. However, it is wrong and considered wrong to Igbo society to punish her or hurt her, right? So we're seeing, yes, some of the things from Afghanistan, yes, some of the ideas from A Thousand Splendid Suns, that patriarchal idea, yet we're also seeing how these people in this Igbo tribal society have a more progressive understanding of gender roles and how they value a woman's role in their society. So these are really interesting progressive changes that they have that other cultures do not, even though they're considered to be a third world, uncivilized, savage community. Right? So that's our analysis. That's the greater part that you should have gotten from the book. Can you please send me a thumbs up if that was not too fast and you caught all that, so I can move on to the exit ticket. So just send me a thumbs up and I'll move on. No? No? Y'all want me to repeat all 14 minutes? Okay, thank you, Mia. Thank you, Mara. Okay, so here's what you need to know to be successful this week. So Tuesday, we're coming in to a quiz. Like I said, I am currently moving, so I am trying to decide if I'm going to come in on Tuesday or if I'm going to take Friday off. But one of your quizzes, I won't be there. But I'm not sure which day I'm going to pick it. I'm still trying to think about it. But I still want you to be successful on it. I still want you to do well. And I still want you to be feel rewarded for reading. So this is what we're going to do. They're going to ask you, I'm sorry, I'm making sure. Bam, there it is. All right, so the first thing they're going to ask you is about Okima Fuma. When Okima Fuma is walking in the forest, there's a part where he feels comforted. They want to know what part made him feel comforted. So that quiz on Tuesday, I need you to focus on reading pages 59 through 62. Find out what Okima feels comforted by when he's walking through the woods with Okonkwo and his clan. So I want you to consider which part makes him feel the most comfortable, which part gives him a sense of false security. So before he's torn down, which part gives him that sense of false security? So keep that in mind. And that's on page 59 through 62. So you can look that up on your own. The next thing it asks you to think of is there is a quote on those pages, and they want to know which quote indicates a clear sign of danger to Okima Fuma. Like which quote shows a clear sign of danger. To answer this question, I want you to consider Okonkwo's role and how he consistently acts as a leader. And you got to think about, where does a leader stand? Does a leader stand in front of his people? Does a leader stand in the back? Does a leader stand to the side? Like, where does a leader position himself? And where would you expect your father to position himself when it came to issues about you? Like, where would your parents stand? Like, if you had to go in a meeting, right, your parents would probably stand up top, right at the front, right at the center. So it's a part in the book where Okima Fuma looks for Okonkwo, and he's not standing close by. And to him, this indicates a sign of danger, just like a child, right? You go to the mall, you can't find your mom, you're like, oh, something's wrong. Like, Okima Fuma's having these same thoughts, like, okay, where's my dad? Then something's not right now. If I can't see him, then things aren't okay. The falcon cannot hear the falconer, right? Like, I can't hear him, I can't see him. Something must be wrong here. So that's something you should think about. They're going to ask you, about Okonkwo's motivations and his emotions and where his values are. Hello, Julian. Thanks for coming. They're going to ask you about the third question. Going to ask you about Okonkwo's motivations and his values and his priorities. Why does he kill Okima Fuma? Is it because he believes Okima Fuma should die? Is it because he hates Okima Fuma? Or is it because he wants to appear strong in front of men? Right? Like what truly drove Okonkwo to do this to Okima Fuma? Like, and from the first 5 chapters, we can see just how insecure Okonkwo is, right? We see how his perception, how people perceive him is more important to him than who he actually is, right? We see how he beats his wife, how he yells at them, how he expects them to obey him, and how he thinks of people who don't act like him. So now we think about his motivations yet again. Like, what's motivating his actions? Is it because it's what he believes in? Or is it because it's what he thinks people want to see? And a lot of times our answer goes back to, it's because it seems as if this is what people want to see. So then Okonkwo mimics the action that he thinks people want rather than doing what people actually want. So consider that. Then we're thinking about the tone. We're thinking about the shift of tone right after Okima Fuma dies. So first, it's really rapid, it's really quick, it's really suspenseful, it's really concerning. What's going on? There's a darkness. We're in a dark forest. It's scary. And then, how does that tone shift? How does Nwoye react, right? How do his words change, his tone? What tone is presented? First, we have this quickness, this suspenseful, this tension, and then we have this grief, this sadness, this unhappiness. And that's what they want to see. Like, how do you know that this is the tonal shift? Like, what words indicate that for you? And then, like, how does the tone shift? What would you describe it to be? Then they ask us how Nwoye feels. Like, how does Nwoye feel after this action? How does he respond to his father? How is he putting this in his mind? Does he still trust his father beyond a doubt? Does he still care for his father? Does he still feel like he's safe, or does he have concerns? Is he worried? Is he overwhelmed by the things that have happened? These are some of the questions you need to think about in order to be successful on Tuesday quiz. After Tuesday, like I said, you're going to do a Socratic seminar. So quick, easy day. All you have to do is come up with a societal question. As we know, when we talk about theme, we don't talk about, to certain issues. We talk about it in a more societal way. So consider it. Maybe a question could be, if Igbo people had valued, if Igbo people have valued advancement in technology more, how would things have differed in their community, right? Or maybe even I think it's in chapter 10, when you get the foreshadowing of the Europeans coming, right? We start hearing the rumors of the Europeans, like, oh, these men with the white skin have come. And they think that this is outrageous. They think this is the craziest thing they've ever heard. Men on iron horses, men with white skin. This is absurd. This makes no sense. It's almost like when they tell us the aliens are coming. So maybe a question you could ask in your Socratic seminar could be, what if the people of the Igbo society had not taken the warnings of the neighboring tribes so congenially, so amusing, and took them seriously? Would they have been able to save their country from destruction, right? So consider the cultural outcomes of their decisions, the cultural outcomes of Okonkwo's actions, the cultural importance of the ceremonies, the bride price. Like, do we think a bride price is an antiquated idea, or is it important? His son does convert to the natives' religion. That's exactly right, Karen. And think about what things made him convert to that religion. Is it because he no longer believes in that Igbo society? Is it because his brother died at the hand of this antiquated religion? And then if the traditional religion of the Igbo people ask him to kill his own brother, is that the religion he wants to be a part of, right? If a religion is telling me to kill my brother, right, do I want to be a part of this religion? Is Nwoye wrong for converting into this native religion? So consider that. So these are the things we're going to do on Wednesday. We're going to think about the Socratic seminar and some of the bigger societal questions we could ask. On Thursday, they want us to write a narrative and a point of view of Okonkwo or Nwoye about Akimafuma. So we're talking about Akimafuma's arrival, his presence, his death, and they want us to consider, his arrival and what that's like, how his presence made a difference. So I'm looking for the right thing. Okay. So in this narrative, what I want you guys to think about writing is, of course, writing from Nwoye's point of view about Kikima influence on the community. So ask yourself these questions. What do we know about Akimafuma? Right? Why is he there? Why is he amongst the Umofia people? What is his initial reaction to being brought into this foreign society? And then as he's there, how does he treat Nwoye? How does he interact with Okonkwo? What is his personality like? Right? We learned that he's masculine. He's a leader. He's an orator. He's very good at telling stories. He's very good at entertaining the people around him. We learned that he loves Okonkwo like the father and even begins to call him father. And he's adopted his family as his own family, right? And even when it's time for him to go home before his death, he wonders, like, is my mom alive? Like, do they love me? Like, I'm nervous. I'm excited. I don't really know. This is my family now. I feel warring emotions. So you want to write in the point of view of Nwoye or Okonkwo, but it's about Akimafuma. So a narrative means you're telling a story, and you're telling a story in second person. So we'll be like, Akimafuma was a tall boy who loved to tell stories, and he often if you were writing as Nwoye, you would say he often comforted me and made me feel loved, right? He often made me feel appreciated and made me feel confident. And when he died, I was forever changed and I became a Christian, right? If you were writing from the point of view of Nwoye. Now, on That's on Thursday. On Friday, you have to do another quiz. Okay? It's another quiz on Friday. So on that quiz, you need to focus on pages 87 through 89. So like I said, the first day, on the Tuesday's quiz, is pages 59 through 62. Friday's quiz is pages 87 through 89. So this quiz is all about the cultural norms and the cultural values. This quiz is focused on cultural norms and cultural values. Remember, if you're signing in and you haven't said anything, drop your initials in your class period so I can make sure you get your 10 points on both quizzes. So today's, if you joined us, there's 20 points. So excellent. Make sure you're signing in as we're live to get the 20 points on both your quiz, 10 points on each of your quizzes. That's 20 points in total. So it asks us to think about the paragraph 1 of chapter 10. It provides information about what? What is paragraph 1 of chapter 10 mostly about, right? What do they focus on? Remember, this quiz is about cultural norms and values. So go back to page 87 and consider, what is that first paragraph mostly about? All right. Then I want you to consider the second question is the group that participates in the ceremony is indicated by what? Like what shows who's indicating in who's participating in the ceremony or not? Is it their age and rank, or is it their place in the room, right? How do they decide who's important in the room and who's not? And consider the same way we decide who's important in the church, right? The people that are most important in the church are usually on the stage, right? People most important in the courtroom is usually in an elevated platform under a podium, right? So consider, how are these people showing importance and rank in their judicial system? Consider the position of the members and where they are arranged in the room. What does that indicate? The second question is for you to know what the word esoteric means. In the book, they use the term esoteric. Esoteric. We want to know, what does esoteric mean? They say it is intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest, right? Something that cannot be understood by a lot of people. It's an esoteric understanding. For me, calculus, esoteric. I don't understand. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Esoteric. The next one, they want to know which quote indicates gender roles. Consider so to answer this one correctly, you'll have to consider the way the community divides the genders, not the traits of the women, but how does the community divide the gender? Who's in charge and who's not in charge, right? Who's important, who's not important? Who oversees and who works, right? Who's the boss? How do they divide gender? That's the question. The next question they want to know is, what is the egwugu? What does it represent? When he puts on the mask in a spiritual ceremony, what does that represent? So I want to answer this. You need to think about who's wearing the mask, how do the people react to the mask, and what is their belief in the supernatural, right? You need to understand who's wearing the mask, how the people are reacting to the mask, and then what does that say? What does that say about them? You need to consider that. The next question they're going to ask you, sorry. Let me go through it. Sorry, guys. I thought I had all of them up. Make sure I got y'all questions right so y'all can be successful. We're almost done here. We're going to wrap it up. I got 2 more questions. I'm going to wrap it up and let you guys ask me some questions, and we're going to leave it. So we did the esoteric question. We did the one. Okay. Oh, that's all of them. Okay, excellent. All right. So now, do you have any questions? And I'll give you a few minutes to write your questions down below and ask me what you need to ask me. or make requests or anything of that nature. Again, so there's Tuesday a quiz, Friday the quiz, Wednesday the Socratic seminar, so it's a really chill day. And then Thursday we're going to talk about, we're going to write a story. You're going to write a story, so that if you like creative writing, Thursday is like your best day. Are the quizzes going to be open book? Yes, I will allow you to open the book for the quizzes. Once again, you can only miss one on each quiz. You know, if you miss 2 questions on the quiz, you get it becomes like a 60 because there's only 5 questions per quiz. They will be open book. Thank you, Marab. Are there any other questions? Yeah, everybody sign in. I'm going to be at the MLK parade tomorrow. Yes. Yes, I will be there. Guys, show up. Make it here. Is that it? Well, guys, if you're done, I'm done. I want to appreciate you guys for coming, showing up. Like, I know it's hard. It's Sunday. But if you look at me, I'm sitting outside. It's cold out here. I'm at a Starbucks. I'm in the middle of moving furniture. I'm in the middle of moving all my property from one apartment on one side of town all the way to the medical center. So if you really care, you show up. And thank you guys so much for showing up, because that is most of what it takes in order to be successful in your life. Not in education, but in your life. Work is going to be about showing up. Relationships are about showing up. Friendship is about showing up. Guys, you showed up today, and that means so much. And I know that means you care about your education. And because you care, you are bound to succeed. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? You showed up today. You should be proud of yourself, and you should feel confident. And I know that you're going to pass your quizzes. I know you're going to pass this class. I know that you're going to be able to do whatever you set your mind to, because already at 15, 16 years old, you understand the importance of showing up and doing your best. And sometimes it takes a little more than the bare minimum. You guys went above and beyond today, and I'm so proud of you. If that's all, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for the MLK parade. I'll be at the school at 7 a.m. If not, I'll see you on Tuesday. And I want you guys to have a wonderful weekend. I want you to hug your parents. I want you to, do something fun. And, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your day off. I'm signing out. I have to go move more furniture. So, see y'all when I see y'all. Be out.